Hello there, welcome back to a big weather update today. The watch in the morning is kind of outdated, and I can't really replace it now. That's a warning right there. I'm gonna read it off of, right now, with the new watches and warnings when we get to there, and, it's gonna be a lot to say, really, especially for the Northeast. A major winter storm is possible, and we could see, pretty strong wind gusts, a lot of snow up to over a foot, maybe even 2 feet in isolated locations, or even widespread in worst cases. So we're going to start off with winter storm warnings issued for New York, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and then Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina. This also includes Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, and then California, Washington, and then winter storm watches still for California, New York, Vermont, Maine, and then Massachusetts, and then Connecticut. And then also winter weather advisories are issued for Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, and then West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and then New York, Vermont, and then Virginia, and then also for Delaware, Oregon, then California, and Washington. Those places could, but the Northeast specifically could see a pretty impressive amount of snow as we continue to go on until Tuesday. This is gonna be a multi-day event, and it's gonna finally start pulling off to the Northeast when also I believe there's a high wind warning for Massachusetts, also Cape Cod. Those are the new watches and warnings. It's kind of outdated though. It could be still outdated when I release it. Anyways, we have extreme impact for New York is possible, and also you can see Boston could also see major impacts. Portions of also New York, and then Pennsylvania, New Jersey, especially coastal areas. Coastal flooding will definitely be an issue. That's why there's also coastal flood warnings, advisories, or warnings. Coastal flood warning, yep. But right now, the timing seems to be the worst of it's going to be tonight, going into tomorrow morning, and maybe going into the afternoon hours. So, and then the evening and going to the overnight seems it's going to be starting to taper off it, maybe. So, it's definitely going to be a significant winter storm. And it already caused chaos in the west, in the Midwest. It's now moving over to the Northeast, and it's going to produce a large amount of snowfall, really. And you can see on this one, probability of seeing 4 inches. We're going to be going through day 1 through 3. You can see a high chance for portions of West Virginia, and then Pennsylvania. So this is pretty insane. Could see potentially over 4 inches. Even you could see even more, 8 inches. Maybe local amounts up to a foot maybe. But over a foot is kind of stretching it currently. And you could see a tiny bit. You could see a tiny bit more, a tiny bit less than what it's saying. Even though you're in high risk, does not mean you're not gonna get like 3 or 2 inches maybe. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also. So next thing we're gonna be going into is chances tomorrow, and you can see a extremely large high risk area. It stretches from Pennsylvania all the way to Maine, but also Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. You could see there's a high chance of you receiving over 4 inches, and we'll be going into 8 inches and over a foot, and we're gonna be timing out where the highest probability is of probably seeing over a foot maybe. But when we get into that, it will be later in the video. So, but you can see also mountain regions of North Carolina, mostly in the Appalachians, you could see ton of snow really. That's why there's a winter storm warning also for that region. This is day 3. Also a large portion Vermont, and then you have New Hampshire, New York, and then Maine with a high risk again. Maine is expected or not. We're gonna take a look. You could see around 8 to 13 inches of snow, maybe around across northern Maine. And if we're taking a look at other areas also, we could be looking at around Pennsylvania. You could see 10 to 15 inches of snow. We're gonna be going into also we're gonna be taking a look at New York maybe, and you could see 14 to 18 inches. So it's just a matter of time really before you get. But this is the 8 inches today, or tomorrow actually. But you can see a high risk throughout New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then New York, then Massachusetts, and then New Hampshire, Vermont. I believe you could see there's a high chance of you receiving over 8 inches of snow. So if you want the snow, if you like snow, this is definitely a storm for you. Maybe this is definitely gonna be probably a heavy wet snow. It might not be fluffy, but snow. It could be better. Prefer it doesn't snow here. Forgot to add that. So we'll be going to something else when we get after this. This is the chances day 3 of receiving over 8 inches, and you see a high chance in Maine. I forgot to add the severe weather slide. Ooh, ouch. We have a marginal risk in Georgia, portions of extreme southeastern Alabama, and then Florida as well. As you can see, 2% running with 5% wind. It isn't like there has been anything so far, but just pointing that out since I forgot to add something for it. But also you can see a moderate risk through for New York also for over 8 inches of snow. Then we'll be seeing the probabilities, I believe, to see over a foot of snow. So you can definitely see moderate risk, which is between 40 and 70%. It can be probably in the higher scale, maybe around 70, around in the 65 to 69 range. That's basically in that green area. That's the probabilities of seeing over a foot of snow. It's definitely much higher than that probably. It's over 50%, really. That's all that you really need to know. It's forecasted to, so it'd be probably pretty fair that, yeah. So, and then we're going to be moving to day 3 of seeing over a foot of snow. And, you see this, and, it's quite interesting. You can see a slight risk over Maine, and then New York also seeing a slight risk. This is definitely a dangerous. This is definitely going to be a nor'easter as it rides up the coast, and it's could bring some hazardous conditions. That's where it's a winter storm warning right now, and we're gonna take a look at we're gonna be taking a look at what's been going on in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Maine. 7 to 15 inches, 6 to 12, and 10 to 16 really. Okay. Then this is chances of freezing rain. We're going to keep this pretty short segment because it really isn't much. It's a moderate. That's your chance of seeing over a quarter inch. We're also going to talk about portions. You can see 14, 20 inches, 8 to 13, 7 to 14. You could also see snowfall rates up to 1 to 2 inches as well. That's really it. Hope you did enjoy. And as always, hope you will be ending the video here. And goodbye.